Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we got a lot of reveals, but we're going to take a look to all of the reveals that we have got during the week, and finally we'll get some big news for half of the year. Okay, so let's start. Today's video is going to be about Orphist and Eugene, the new boss units for Dragon Empire and Brandt. So let's start. They revealed first the new season for Vanguard Zero, which is the first Legion season, and they are starting with Shadow Paladin, Link Joker, Kagero, and Royal Paladin. And Glendis is back, yeah, and also Alfred. Yeah, okay, the next news are that there are going to be new markers for the over triggers and critical triggers. And yeah, they announced the set 2, booster set 2, but we'll talk about it later. The next news are the reveals. And yeah, to begin this week, we got some reveals in English, so no need for translation. And the first one was Crawl You Insects, which is an order grade 3, and it is played with Contrablast 1, and its skill is Sword Charge 1, and then choose one of your units, and it gains plus 10k until end of turn for every 5 cards in your soul. If your soul has 10 or more cards, draw a card. So it's an order to use with the new boss for Dark States, because it's the one who's keeping the soul in its soul, instead of the trial deck one, which needs to soul blast a lot. And the next reveal is also for Dark States, and it's Direful Doll Simone. Her skill is when this unit boosts, if your soul has 5 or more cards, Contrablast 1, and until the end of that battle, when your opponent will call cards from their hand to Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. So it's a battle door, but it's like in the new boss deck, it's too much Contrablast, so I don't think it's for that. Maybe for the Diabolos deck, but who knows, we'll see in the future. And the next card is Casualty Goes Crazy As I Will It, and it's an order grade 2. Its skill is, well, you need to pay Soul Blast 1 to play that card, and its skill is choose one of your Vanguards, and it gains plus 10k until end of turn. So it's basically a 10k, additional 10k to the Vanguard, so you wouldn't run this in Tomari's deck, because Tomari is already hitting for 23k and triple drives most of the time, so it's most likely for Orphist. The next card is Grapple External, a reference to Nova Grappler in Brandgate, and yeah, it's just like some other cards. It only gains power, 5k power, if you have an opponent's card imprisoned in your prison. The next card is Grana Road Fair Tiger, and its skill is Soul of 1, and this unit gains 2k power until end of turn. And then you choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and imprison it in your prison. So more ways to imprison cards of your opponents, and this one is active, so you can do it not just when placed like other cards that we had seen in the past. And the next card is the Triple R grade 3 for Heter Sanctuary, support for Apex, which is the grade 3 from the trial deck. His name is Heavenly Sword of Kyrgyz Aldine, and his skill is when this unit is placed on rear guard circle, cost Contrablast 2 and Soul Blast 1, choose a card from your hand and call it to rear guard circle. If you called a grade 3, draw 2 cards. So this skill is similar to the grade 3 order that you got in the trial deck, but it's better because um, you're calling a grade 3 to draw 2 cards, and this also has the skill, which is the second skill, that it gains 5k um, if you have 3 or more grade 3 units. So it's like the grade 3 order, 2 grade 3s, the grade 3 order from the trial deck, and the grade 3 that represents Shadow Paladin in the trial deck. The next card is Dark Strain Dragon, and it has an act rearguard circle if you have 3 or more grade 3 units. Cost soul plus 2, and all of your grade 3 units get boost until end of turn. It's not the best card because it demands you to pay soul plus 2, and you're already paying soul plus 1 with your grade 3 triple R that I just showed you guys. So it's not the best card, and you can run grade 1s to boost instead of this grade 3 because not much difference. And then finally we have Keter Sanctuary's grade 3 order, and is Swinging Sword of Judgment. Its skill is choose one of your opponent's rear guards. Your opponent put all of their rear guards in the same column of that rear guard on the bottom of their deck in any order. But to play it, you must pay soul plus 1 grade 3. So you must persona right before doing this. And this is the other reason I think it's not the best option to run the Dark Strain Dragon, because you're using too much soul already. The next card is Spurring Maiden Elenia, and she's a grade 2 for Stoicheia, and her skill is auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, cost control plus 1 and soul plus 1. Choose a grade 2 or less card from your drop, call it to rearguard circle, and it gets power plus 5k until end of turn. So this is very flexible to run in both Stoicheia decks, but you're already calling from drop in the Alchemagic deck, but no, your only card, the only card that is calling from drop is the main grade 3 boss unit, and the other one could be this one, but it's using Soul Blast as most of the Stoicheia cards. And for the Fury one, it's good because you don't need to call from hand, and you're not using shield you're not wasting shield, so it's okay. And the next card is Collusion Mutant Admantis. This has a simple effect, and is when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, choose one of your other rear guards, and it gets plus 5k until end of turn. But I think it's the best skill that Stoicheia's Alchemagic deck can have, because control plus 1 from the Vanguard skill and call this each turn if you want from drop zone, and you will have 8k plus 5k, 13k plus 10k, 23k column, so it's already hitting over a trigger. Yeah, so that's why I think this card is great, even if it's a common. And the next card is Sealed Road. It's a Blitz Order grade 2, and it's curious because its cost is control plus 2, but the effects choose one of your opponent's vanguards, and that unit gets critical -1 until the end of that battle. So if your opponent is not running criticals, you're basically preventing 1 damage from the opponent vanguard. And the next card is for Brandt Gate. It's Super Speed Robot Shovelstut, and its skill is rearguard circle once per turn, cost control plus 1 and soul plus 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and imprison it in your impression. Then, if 3 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, you draw a card. So this is great because it's not when placed, and it's a +1. It's like the grade 1 for the trial deck, the one for the right chain, but this one demands you to have 3 or more cards of your opponents in your prison. The next one is Fighting Dragon Gordok Dragon. And its skill: when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, if a set order is in your order zone, cost control plus 1 and call this card to rearguard circle. So this is This is okay. I mean, you're paying control plus one for a zero cost for a write because you're discarding almost every time you want to write. There's no other skill that demands you to discard. So yeah, it's like discard to write for grade 2 or grade 1. Well, grade 2, grade 1 if you're going second. No, only grade 2 or grade 3. And you pay control of 1 and this call discard to rearguard circle. And next we have the new Dragon Empire lineup, and it's like an Narukami one, as I told you before in the last video. The starter is called Double Gun of Dust Storm Bard, and it has the same skill as every starter. The next one is the grade 1 called Gunning of Dust Storm Nigel, and its skill is when this unit is rolled upon but cut grade 2 Soul Charge 1. And its auto is when your opponent's rear guard is retired during your main phase, cost control plus 1 return this unit. Choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. So it's control plus 1 to retire one of your opponent's unit. And I don't like that this demands you to retire this unit as well, but yeah, it's okay. I prefer it to put it into the soul because you will see that this use a lot of soul. The next is the grade 2 Cataclysm Bullet of Dust Storm Randor. And his skill is when this unit is rolled upon by heavy artillery of Dust Storm Eugene. The grade 3 draw a card. Choose one of your up to one card from your drop and put it into your soul. This one is better, but it's only when rolled upon. Yeah, his other skill is Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle when this unit attacks. If your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, cost control plus 1, soul charge 1, and this unit gains plus 5k until the end of that battle. This one is a good skill as well, and it's only an R. And then is the triple R, the boss unit for Dragon Empire, and it's called Heavy Artillery of Dust Storm Eugene. And his skill is Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Cost rest 2 rear guards. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and this unit gains plus 10k until end of turn. So it's already at 23k attacker. And the other skill is Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. If your opponent's rear guard was retired this turn, cost Soul Blast 5. That's why I said that this deck uses a lot of soul. Now look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck of the number of your opponent's open rearguard circle. Choose any number of this unit card unit cards from among them, call them to rearguard circle, and put the rest in your soul. So the you're using 5 soul to call most likely 3 cards or 2 cards because you're retiring one with this and one with the grade 1, which is this one, who retires himself. Yeah. Then the most wanted card or archetype of this set is Orfisto. The starter is called Cardinal Fang Phoebe and has the same skill as all the starters. The grade 1 is Cardinal Noit Rotis, and his skill is when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to 1 world card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. World cards are set orders, like Tomari's one, and the rearguard circle skill is during the battle that the unit attack or boost. If your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets power plus 2k. Then they revealed an order to see how's this mechanic, and it's called Halloween Moonlight Night. To play it, you must pay Soul plus 1, and its auto skill is when this unit is put into your order zone, draw a card. So it's an order to be played in while you are in grade 2, and the con skill is order zone. If your order zone only has world cards, the following effects are activated according to the number of cards in your order zone. If you have 1 card, your world becomes Dark Knight, and if you have 2 or more cards, your world becomes Abyssal Dark Knight. So this is new because we didn't know that you can have more than one or set order in your order zone, but now we know that we can. So if you have one, you are in Dark Knight, and if you have two or more, you are in Abyssal Dark Knight. The grade 2 from the right chain is called Cardinal Noid Cubicia, and it has skill in Vanguard Circle. When a world is put in your order zone, choose one of your units and it gains power plus 5k until end of turn. Then the other skill is in Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gains plus 5k and it continues. The other order that they revealed is in the darkness, though in the darkness nobody knows. And its skill is to play this, you pay soul plus 1. When this placed in the order zone, choose one of your opponent front or rear guards and retire it. And the other, it's a con in the order zone that is the same as the other. If you have one card, your world becomes Dark Knight, and if you have two or more, your world becomes Abyssal Dark Knights. But it's only if you have world or set orders in your order zone, so you can't combine it with Tomari's order. The grade 3 is Cardinal Deus Orphist, and luckily it doesn't lock because lock was so unbalanced, except for B. In B it was better, but I prefer not to have to interact with lock again because it could be a disaster in the future if they continue pumping that mechanic. Okay, but its skill is count Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle during your turn. If your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, so if you have one or two or more cards in your order zone, this unit gets power plus 5k. And his other skill is Vanguard Circle. If your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, so if you have two or more cards in your set or in your order zone, cost control plus 2 and call up to 3 Shadow Army tokens to Rearguard Circle. Your world changes when you play a specific order. Shadow Army has 15k and boost. So Shadow Army is a grade 1 with 15k and boost, and is this token that can't be put in a deck, and yeah, you call it to basically the back row, control plus 2 to have 3 15k boosters. And yeah, that's all that Orphis do. In my opinion, it's a bit underwhelming, but at least it's not until end of turn, so you'll have 15k boosters every turn at least, except against Dragon Empire because the one that retire. Maybe Tomari Seto because they imprison it in their prison, but is against those decks it's okay too, because you can still call more. You can call 6 per game, and if you heal you can call 9. But against Tomari Seto you can just need to pay the cost to get them away from their prison. And yeah, that's all the reveals. The next week, they also reveal a new set, which is the set for June 26, and this is the new type of Byrina that we are getting. It is called Byrina Eruga, and they also revealed this spray for UU, and they said that they're going to reveal more information about overtriggers of the set 1 in the next week. So what do you think that overtriggers will do for the other nations that are not Dragon Empire, since Dragon Empire is a stand the Vanguard? And what do you think that Byrina Eruga is going to do? And what kind of cards are we getting for the other nations in this booster pack 2? So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. I would like to read you guys, and please look look for the next video in the next week because I'm covering that as well. And yeah, have a nice day and bye bye.